morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central Deal Tracker. Please note that this session will be recorded. My name is Florence and your host today. With me is Andrew, the consultant. Let us proceed with the topics. First, we will discuss what are the business challenges related to our topic today. Then, Andrew will demo on how Bill Tracker can resolve the challenges. We'll end this session with a summary and a Q&A segment to answer any of your queries. So do feel free to put in your questions in the chat box. Then our team and myself will come up answer the questions at the end of the session. Why Deal Tracker? As I was overseeing a bungalow construction project once upon a time, and managing the budget quickly became overwhelming. Costs were coming from everywhere: consultant fees, authority charges, multiple subcontractors, purchase materials, fixtures and fittings, finance charges, and etc. Each expenses are scattered across different departments, spreadsheets, and finance system. Every time the scope shifted, I had to update the Excel worksheet and reconcile it with the finance department. What should have been a straightforward project monitoring turned into a real nightmare for me, all right? I realized this nightmare was not only for me, but it is actually common in all business challenges. As we dive deeper into the challenges of business that we face today, let's take a moment to reflect on what's really happening behind the scenes. First, disconnected data creates costly delays. Teams often rely on multiple Excel worksheets. Data lives in one sheet, purchase records live in another, the expense tracking are somewhere else, which is entirely sometimes undetectable. This fragmentation leads to delays and confusion. Next, we face manual errors. With so many hands updating the worksheet, human mistakes are inevitable. Version controls becomes a nightmare. Data entry inconsistencies creep in without you knowing. And calculation can easily go wrong. Then, decision delays, right? Because reporting is often done weekly or even monthly. Critical insights arrive too late. Margin visibility is often outdated. Teams are left reacting to problems instead of preventing them. That's why Deal Tracker steps in. It is built on Dynamics Business Central. It connects all your data from sales, purchase, expenses into one unified system. This gives the finance and sales team a single version of truth, enabling real-time margin, visibility, and proactive decision making. Instead of chasing spreadsheets, you gain clarity, control, and confidence in every deal. That's where Deal Tracker transforms spreadsheet chaos into real-time profitability. Let me share two scenarios with you. Let's walk through a simple scenario to understand how is deal profitability calculated. ABC company buys 10 laptops from a vendor at 2,005 each and totaling about 25,000. They then sell it same laptop to a customer at 3,005, generating a revenue of 35,000 in revenue. So what's the gross profit? It's very simple, right? It's the difference between the sales and purchase. 35,000 minus 25,000 equals to 10,000. It gives us the profit margin percentage of 28.6. This is a very straightforward deal. Easy to manage, easy to track. Those who agree with me, give me a thumbs up. Super easy, right? Now, life is not that easy. What happens when your deal becomes multiple sales invoices, multiple sales orders, multiple purchases from different vendors, different subcontractors, and all happening at once? This is when your team uses Excel to worksheet to keep track most of the time, right? Now, let's take a closer look in a more complex scenario in the same scenario that I've just shown earlier. So let's go back to the previous scenario again. You see, you have multiple vendors, multiple invoices, even different payment milestone. The confusion comes in now. What if there are variation order or change requests in between? that have not been built or approved by your customer, but it is already incurred. How do you calculate the profitability midway through the project? Should you incur this cost? When not all invoices have been posted yet, do you know what's your margin? These unexpected costs like this extra licensing come in. Is the client willing to pay you? In this scenario, Deal Tracker helps you to stay ahead. Even with the partial data, you can still see that your margin stands 36.3% based on the calculation, giving you the confidence to make the informed decision. This kind of visibility is crucial. It allows you to assess profitability in real time, even when the project is still evolving. Let's take a moment to summarize the key challenges that Deal Tracker is designed to solve. Fragmented data, risk of incorrect pricing or discount, manual reconciliation effort, limited real-time profitability visibility. That's why we built Deal Tracker, to bring all the data into one place, giving you clarity and control to make faster and smarter decisions. Now that we have seen the challenges, let's look at the Deal Tracker transform the way you manage profitability. With multiple invoice tracking, you can easily track multiple sales invoice under a single contract. Through real-time profitability monitoring, margin changes are visible as soon as transaction occurred. Even before posting, at the point of sales order, before posting, it already start tracking. You gain instant profit and loss visibility, making it clear which contracts are profitable and which are not. It also supports variation and milestone capture. So every change order or milestone payment is properly recorded, including your sales prepayment and your purchase prepayment. And with purchase and subcontract matching, costs from suppliers and subcontractors are directly aligned to the right project. Together, these capabilities gives you, again, I mention again, clarity and control that is needed to manage deals and contract with confidence. With ACT Deal Tracker is embedded in BC, it gives you a single view of every deal's profitability by automatically linking all the sales, purchase, and expenses into one view. Now, some might be wondering, why are you developing this deal tracker when BC already has a standard job module? There's two approaches in managing project and deal profitability: the job module and the deal tracker. Job module in Business Central is a powerful tool that gives you in-depth project management. It is ideal for long-term, complex project that requires detailed scheduling, resource allocation, advanced cost tracking. You get comprehensive tools in revenue recognition and capacity planning, making it perfect for industries like construction, engineering, which deals with big and longer projects. On the other hand, Deal Tracker is streamlined for fast speed. We are talking about speed. Simple margin visibility is designed for sales, purchase team, and finance user who wants quick insights. Times has changed. Everything is vulnerable. We need to have information as fast as possible. So we need quick insights into the deal profitability without the overhead of detailed project setup. With Deal Tracker, you get a quick profitability snapshot, simplified margin calculations, and real-time sales insights that help guide you for pricing decision. It's actually perfect for business handling short-term contracts or high-volume deals. Again, I mentioned speed and clarity. So while Job Module is great for managing complex projects, Deal Tracker is your go-to tool for fast and accurate margin visibility across deals. Now, you may think, does it really work for me? Let's look at the types of industry that may benefit from this deal tracker. Example, trading or distribution deal. A distributor that sells goods under multiple short-term contracts, even for main contractors or developers who does purchase on behalf for subcontractors. These are where the sales and purchase invoice need to be matched quickly to understand the margin without detailed project costing. One of the other industry that I can think of is property rental and management. Each tenancy or property deal can be tracked as a deal, linking rental income and your agent fees, maintenance costs, your renovation costs, or some of you have actually got property that some of the companies have property that you are doing Airbnb. You can even have all the charges on the online Airbnb cost. All this can be calculated. Finance and management teams can instantly see the margin per property without even set up detailed project costing. One very simple example is also logistic and freight forwarding. It's always back to buy. You buy from the liner, you use some freight forwarder, you need to pay for your container and all that, right? All the charges. So each shipment can be tracked as a deal. All the sales invoice matched with the freight cost and handling charges, and even sometimes you need cleaning charges for your container. These are subcontractor bills that you can easily see the profitability per shipment. Of course, there are other industries that's related to that you can actually use deal tracker. I'm not going to go into the details because let's get into the real attention of deal tracker, the live demo by Andrew. So remember, you can put in all your Q&A, all the questions that you have in your chat box, and we will attend to you after the demo. All right, I shall hand over the floor to Andrew. Andrew, over to you.
All right, thanks, Ms. Flores. And this is Andrew from, I'm the help desk consultant in CRT, and some of you might don't know me. Okay. Anyways, before we get started, we'll go through a prerequisite for our deal tracker. Please
Andrew, can you share your screen, please?
hold on a moment, yeah. Give me a moment. I'm sharing the correct screen. I don't think I'm sharing the correct screen. Hold on. Right. Okay, are you guys seeing the screen right now? If you guys can see the screen, please give me a reaction, a thumbs up, a smiley face, anything. All right. Okay. Then let's get into the protagonist of today's webinar, ACT Deal Tracker. So what is the prerequisite that we will need for the user to fully utilize our Deal Tracker module? First of all, you need to have your setup done for your sales and purchase modules properly in your environment. This ensures that all the transactions flow smoothly into the Deal Tracker. Second, it's important to have the basic knowledge of how the sales and purchase modules are for the user. You don't need to be an expert on the sales and purchase modules because as you all know, like some of our users, they might only know how to create sales order, but in advance for the sales and purchase modules, they might not be an expert in this. So, and again, and this is, you don't need to be an expert in this sales and purchase module. You just need to know how your flow works. For example, how you create your quotes, how you create your orders and invoices. All right, lastly is you may need some basic knowledge of your dimensions. Deal Tracker uses dimensions to tag and consolidate the costs and revenues. So being comfortable with how dimensions work will help the user to understand how the reporting comes together for the Deal Tracker. So with this prerequisite in place, you will be ready to use the Deal Tracker effectively. Now, before we get right into our live demo, we will go through our Deal Tracker lifecycle. All right, first of all, we create our Deal Tracker, of course. This acts as the central record for the project or contract. So once our Deal Tracker is released, this system automatically generates a dimension to ensure all the linked transactions are tracked consistently. So the next will be all the sales order or the purchase order or comes in. We'll be linking all of them with our Deal Tracker. These steps to ensure that any of the revenue or costs created later will flow directly into the profitability of the deal. No more manual reconciliation, everything is tied back to the same tracker. Then we proceed with the posting. So once we proceed with our posting, this means that the finance can see the committed costs without waiting until the end of the project. On the revenue side, the income is captured instantly as well. So at this stage, the system begins calculating the margins in real time. Then we'll proceed with our margin check and confirmation. So one unique feature of our Deal Tracker is the margin check. So if the system detects that the sales revenue is lower than the purchase cost, a confirmation will be prompted. This gives the user the chance to stop, review, and adjust before the final decision, so reducing the risk of loss-making deals. So finally, we come to our closing the Deal Tracker. So when the project is completed, the Deal Tracker can be closed. However, if there is additional transaction, which is mentioned by Ms. Florence earlier, the variation orders, an additional license, anything else, The tracker can be easily be reopened to accommodate them. So no need to worry about it. So this life cycle shows how our ACD queue tracker brings structure to what will otherwise be a very manual process. So from creation to closure, every transaction is captured, every margin is checked, and the profitability is visible in real time. All right, so let me switch my screen. I will stop my camera for our live demo to ensure our connection is stable. Please give me a moment. Let me change my screen. Please bear with me. Hold on.
Andrew, have you shared your screen? I can't
Yeah,
see your
yeah.
screen.
It's loading. Please give me a moment. All right, is the screen visible now? It's okay. Can you guys give me a reaction? All right. Then we'll be proceeding with our live demo for today. So this is our environment. So first of all, we'll get into our deal tracker. As mentioned by my life cycle earlier, we'll start with the creation. As you can see, this is the list of the deal tracker that we had. And then we'll open one of it. So at this point, we'll create a new one. For example, so this is a new deal tracker without any transaction in it. As you can see, there is a dimension value code, which will be mentioned and utilized later on of our live demo. So first of all, we will have the code. What is your deal name, your project name, your code, okay? And then the description of it, and then the related proposal and which customer of this project is linked to. And of course, we will have a salesperson and a salesperson too, if any. All right. So first of all, once we created our deal tracker, it will be in a open status. So we will be proceeding with releasing it. So while releasing it, you will be able to select in your sales and purchase document. So we will be going to our sales orders, right? This is an Nexus innovation, which is one of our customers for our demo. So there's the field, as you can see, deal tracker number. So once you click into it, this is the deal tracker that we released earlier. So we selected on it. It will prompt a message, do you want to update all the relevant post-sales document with this new deal tracker number? Select yes. So you may change the dimensions. So let me show you. Over here, as you can see, the dimension of our deal tracker is already assigned to the sales documents. So once we have assigned a deal tracker, you can see there's a new panel at the right side of our screen, which is a deal tracker fact box. So it shows the related information such as the code of your deal tracker, the customers, and the description of it. So once we assign our deal tracker into it, you can see that the total sales amount of this sales order already recorded into our deal tracker in. So as you can see, our total amount, and then here will be in it. So right now we are still yet to assign any deal tracker to our purchase document. So the profit, of course, will be the 100%. All right, so we will not post this as sales order yet, as another step, which is by assigning the deal tracker to the purchase transactions. So we go to our purchasing and open one of our purchase order or create a new one. So you guys can see the deal tracker number is blank over here. So which means since there's no deal tracker assigned into it, the flag box will be blank. Let us assign into it. Right? This will be the result. You will assign automatically the result purchase amount into our deal tracker. So as you have fact box, this is a real calculation. So you can view it instantly without waiting to have to be the end of your project. And all right, so we will post our purchase document first. Let's proceed with the posting. Please give it a moment. All right, so once the posting is done, we'll go to our sales orders and proceed with the posting as well. So we'll try to post it. All right, great. So once all the posting is done, what will be our next step? We'll go back to our deal tracker to have a check. So once we go back to our deal tracker, as you can see, all the statistics, our sales amount, our purchase amount, gross amount, and the profit percentage will be recorded into our deal tracker. And the lines over here, as you can see like which document is linked to the deal tracker. So when we click on show document, it will show more details of the information of your posted sales invoice and your posted purchase invoice, etc. So once we go to our report, due gross profit margins, select on preview. All right, this will be the expected result that you will be getting for your due tracker once everything is assigned into it. You can see there's the due tracker information, the customer name, salesperson, and the due tracker number. And the sales section will be the sales transaction, which is the invoice that we posted earlier, the purchase invoice that we posted earlier, and the total summary with a local currency, and the total summary if there is a multi-currency scenario. So which means that our due tracker is catered the multi-currency scenario. Yep. So we will open another of our due tracker. So over here, you can see that at the bottom of here, the summaries, you can see there's M1R, M1R, and an SGD as well. So, of course, like what we mentioned by Miss Florence, which is our ongoing order will be recorded over here as well. As you can see, at the document type, there will be an order, and then there will be a posted invoice as well. Same goes to your purchasing documents. Now, you might be wondering, Andrew, why the dimension is still not yet to be shown? All right, now we will be showing how our dimension for our tutor will be working for you. So first of all, some of you might already using this function, some of you might not, which is there's a function for analysis views in the Business Central. So with the analysis by dimensions, you can view all of your due tracker with a due tracker dimension. Oh, hold on. Let me change the column. Right. Click on that. Here you go. This will be the usage of your dimension. So normal restriction on our, you don't need to be restricted by our due tracker report, which is a due gross profit margin. You can also do it yourself with our dimensions. So all the accounts that is flow from your sales document that align with your due tracker dimensions, you can use it with the analysis by dimensions. All right. So once everything is done, the end will be the end our last step, which is closing a deal. So once your transaction is completed, you can just proceed with closing your deal tracker. So the status of the deal tracker is now closed. So what will be happen when you close it? All right, let me switch back to my slide. Give me a moment. Back to our slides. This page. All right. So what will be happening when we close our deals? As you can see in our slide, the deal is now closed. So when you close your deals, the dimension value of your deal tracker will be blocked. So some of you already know what will be the result of the block dimension summon. So I will still show it. So this is a sample result of when you are trying to post a sales transaction or a purchase transaction with the block dimension of your due tracker. So when it is blocked, there's no more transaction is allowed to be posted. So if you face this kind of scenario, you might need to check with your teams, like why this deal is closed and why there is still an ongoing orders when the deal is closed up. All right. So for our today's summary, to wrap up our SCT, our live demo here, SCT Deal Tracker gives you a single view of every deal by directly connecting and sales and purchase documents. It delivers a real-time gross profit visibility, eliminates the manual reconciliation to save time and reduce the human errors, scales effortlessly from single deals to complex multi-vendor projects, which in short, it helps you to stay in control and make faster, smarter, and more profitable decisions. All right, that will be the end of our live demo. So here come with our Q&A session. Please feel free to ask if you have any queries or questions regarding our ACT tracker after our live demo. If there is no issue from your side, you can give me a thumbs up or any reactions. Okay, I'll start from above. From Siti Aisha. Okay, may I know what if the company is mentioned? So I cannot.
Let me answer to that question for City.
All right.
All right, City, for deal tracker is for simple and fast monitoring of the deal. Therefore, for the manufacturing, you have manufacturing costing that you require your manufacturing costing module to do the tracking of your margin. However, in the event if the purchase of this material is actually used for only one customer, all right, then you can use this method, all right? For further information on how manufacturing monitor the profitability, our consultants will reach out to you. As for Tang Chen Chen's question, can we simulate margin during proposal or quotation stage? We can actually generate this margin report at the order stage, not the quotation stage at the moment. Because in Dynamics Business Central, a quotation is not a firm order yet. Once it's confirmed, you will make order to sales order, and at that point, it will start monitoring. So if you want it to be extended to the sales quotation, we can actually put it into our roadmap and ask our technical to look into it. I hope that answers your question. And there's another question from Windy. Can deal tracker allow amend after posting? It means, can I reconfirm the question? It means after posting, the deal number that you have assigned is actually the wrong deal and you would like to change it. Is it correct, Windy? If it's yes, can you just give me a thumbs up so that I know I'm addressing it to the correct one? Okay. Andrew, can you confirm whether can we allow that?
Okay, currently for our deal tracker design, we are not allowing the deal tracker to be amended after posting because once the document is posted, it's considered non-editable for even for standard
All right.
documents.
Okay. Well, we can take note on that, Windy. That's a good suggestion. Maybe some of the industry really need this because of error in selecting the wrong deal number. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions from the floor? Well, you can feel free to open up your mic to speak up if you want to. All right. If there's no questions, then Andrew, can you share the next screen? Please take a moment to scan the QR code on the screen and complete our short feedback form. It will help us to improve and bring even more values in future sessions. Addition to it, upon completing a feedback form, we will send you a free trial up to 90 days. Okay, Andrew, can you please copy the link and put it into the chat box so that for those who can actually do directly on their computer, they can actually do the feedback form on the computer directly. So from this feedback form, you'll get a 90 days free trial as long as you're on Dynamics Business Central SaaS model. And those who are on-prem, just let us know, reach out to us. Our team will help you to do the installation for you. The link is actually posted on the chat box already. So if you have got it, just give us a smiley face to know that you are entitled to the 90 days free trial. Well, we have scheduled this for 1 hour and we are actually ahead of time, 30 minutes ahead of time. If you have any further questions that you'd like to pose to us, you may do now or else I think we can end the session. It's a very pretty simple solution that you can actually embark on it immediately without any training. They just have to assign a number and you'll be able to see your profitability immediately. I'll leave the screen there for you to actually update the feedback. Maybe any one of you would like to share some of your scenarios that you have in your organization that you would like to monitor your margin immediately on the spot. I can share one example. If I have a export sales to say to Dubai now, and the sales value is price that I price in is all inclusive freight and insurance and all is inclusive. So if I need to monitor the profitability, of course, I have my purchase costs for all the freight and of course my materials that will actually from who I buy from, my freight charges, my insurance charges, my salesman commission, my marketing cost. I can actually allocate into it and be able to see how profitable is that particular sales due to Dubai. There's no further question. Then are you all done with the feedback form? If yes, then thank you for your time. I hope that we can have more of this kind of sharing in future, and we'll see you again.
All right, thanks, Miss Flores, for your speaking. So for those who may need to leave, you may leave the meeting. So I will be here for another 5 minutes for you guys to fill out the feedback form to get your 90 days trial on the Deal Tracker. All right, and that will be the end of our webinar today. Thank you for joining.